Bro. Thought I'd share a little bit of The Master Speaks. Something I'm reading. What I did, my little reading this morning for myself, but I want to share it with you guys. So it's by Joel S. Goldsmith, someone I've been reading a lot of books by, a Christian mystic. Okay, here we go. I live yet not I, but Christ liveth in me. Christ now is the invisible substance, and my world is that Christ or invisible substance appearing outwardly as form. The Word becomes flesh. Christ, the law and substance within, becomes the visible or tangible without. You may have heard as below, so above, as above, so below, or as within, so without. That's kind of the same principle there. But let's just read on here. Do you perceive the significance of that principle? Do you see its wonder and beauty? Christ, the invisible substance, Christ, the Word, Christ, the infinite spiritual consciousness of being, of my being, appears tangibly and visibly as form. Whatever is going on within becomes visible outwardly. It is not necessary to broadcast it to the world. Actually, it is impossible to conceal this good. You cannot hide the Christ. Once you have taken the name and nature of the Christ, and once you have accepted this meat that ye not know of, as the reality of your being, the invisible substance, the infinite invisible substance, it will appear outwardly in all its fullness, even as the joy and glow on your face. Let that light shine out today, okay, guys? Okay, spirit is reality. Remember that. Spirit is reality. Spirit is the underlying substance of that which is permanent, that which is eternal and immortal. If we want eternal health, if we want eternal substance and supply, we can only get them as spirit. So spirit or divine consciousness now becomes the reality. If you have a consciousness of the reality of spirit, you don't have to be concerned with forms. Whether they come to or whether they go, it really made no difference that Jesus was crucified and buried in a tomb, because his conscious awareness of himself as spirit made him reappear immediately in the same form. The crucifixion only proved the reality of spirit. That made so much sense to me when I was reading it. When I first read those first few words, like that Jesus' crucifixion didn't make any difference, but I read on, I understood. Because, if you just took that one part and didn't read the rest, you might be like, what? But then it backs it up. That the crucifixion just proves the inevitability of the spirit, Anyway, even if you don't believe in it. But it does, let's go with this. So with us, each one of us must remember that it is not too important to try to save our own lives. Right. Our lives are already saved. Your life is spirit, and if for any reason it seems to be lost or buried, do not believe it. Don't believe it. When you think you're down and out, when you think you've been defeated, don't believe it. Keep going. That's what I'm going to tell you. That's what I got to do. I do that every day. I have to think that. I have to push on. I have to keep going on. Let's get it, You will rise up and out of that tomb. There never was any grave that could hold spirit consciousness. Life eternal, the Christ. And so the consciousness of spirit becomes your awareness of life eternal, of life immortal, of eternal substance, supply, and all good. Then let spirit be reality to you. Begin to see and to feel spirit, out of which you draw your universe, out of which you draw your daily experience. Yeah. It's not always going to be hunky-dory, but when we can fall into that sink of place what it's talking about, that's, you just got to work for it. You got to work at it. It's it's routine, it's habit, practice, Okay. God is spirit, spirit is soul, soul is consciousness, yours and mine, individually. And out of that great invisible, that infinite invisible comes all form. So let us make a reality of spirit, and let us stop using the word Christ as if Christ were something 2,000 years ago, something separate from us. That's it. And I've said this the other day. The trick is he never left. It's still here, right here. It's all around you. You just got to look. You got to see. You got to be aware. You got to wake up. Don't be woke, but wake up. Okay, let's get here again. Christ is still the babe, and Christ is still being born in the manger of our human belief, of our human thought. Yes, Christ is a living reality, and it is the substance of all form. But mark this, only our conscious awareness of the presence of Christ makes it appear as visible form. Do not think that this is a lazy man's work. Do not think that praying without ceasing means doing a little mental work for 10 minutes in the morning and another 10 at night. Pray without ceasing means what it says. It is to live constantly and continuously in spirit. And I said this yesterday also. Many people don't understand that. Now, sometimes I can say that I'm out of it, that I'm not in sync. But for the most part, even on bad days, I'm still communicating pretty much through my day. Now, on the really bad days where I've kind of tuned out what I should be listening to, those are the days that I've probably fell off the wagon and like tried to bury some misery or depression and wasn't handling it the right way. So, I don't ever suggest that you try to do it that way, but, I always pull myself back to the center, and that's just what I am working on. I just hope that something that I'm doing or sharing either on X exclusively to the Enlightened Frequency community or onto my channel on YouTube or both channels, anything that I share, I just hope it resonates with some people. I know it is resonating with some people. So, I'm not going to stick to it. To me, making good connections is the most important thing. Like just trying to really find people that are interested in doing something creative and sharing experience. And even if they don't have a lot of experience with the Creator or what they don't even have a spiritual understanding of anything, maybe I'm opening the doorway for them to, ask questions and be like, hey, I know it's not always hunky-dory for you, Gray Cloud, but I like when I see that you're having a good time and life is going good and you're sharing that. Because I'm going to share the good days and the bad days, and I always do. So that's me, and I love you guys, and thanks for being part of what I'm doing here. I appreciate it. Feel free to join the Enlightened Frequency community, which is where I'm posting this video. Have a good day.